All right, let's move to this. This is an important story. Yesterday, former President Trump accepted the official endorsement from the National Fraternal Order of Police, promising to back the blue.
They're protecting the criminals and not protecting the law-abiding citizens. We will bring back law and order to our nation, and we will give the heroes in blue the power to legally protect us and the respect that you deserve.
And while Kamala Harris tries to rebrand herself as tough on crime, critics point out she wants back the plan to not charge drug dealers in San Francisco until a third offense. So here to react, National Fraternal Order of Police President Patrick Yoes. Thank you for being with us this morning. First, let's talk about the endorsement of President Trump. Why did the Fraternal Order of Police decide to endorse Donald Trump?
Well, our endorsement process is pretty unique. It's pretty extensive as well. Our members get to make this decision. So as a result, we have members across this country are making this selection between two candidates based off of what real conditions are within their communities. So what we're seeing is an overwhelming support for President Trump, and much of that probably has to do with the revolving door of criminal justice system, with the open borders that have created chaos within our communities. So our members, made a very thoughtful decision, and we voted yesterday, took the poll across the country, and it was overwhelming for President Trump.
Vice President Harris is attempting to rebrand herself as law and order. She styled herself prosecutor for the people. How did that message resonate with your officers?
Well, our members are very real, and they understand. They're part of this system and truly understand it. So, I mean, we see every day what's happening within our criminal justice system from across this country. So it's not hard for us to kind of weed through what is reality and what is maybe perception by some people. We know what's happening across this country. We know when we take violent criminals out of the lives of people that they prey on, then we have an ability to reduce crime. And that's not what we're seeing now. We're seeing a revolving door process in this country where criminals are allowed to continue their carnage.
Yeah, here's to your point of separating, branding versus reality. Here's what Harris is saying today about her approach to crime.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain.
That's what she's saying today. But she said, or rather, a police chief, when she was district attorney, said this about her leniency. He said, this proposal asks us not to arrest, but instead detain and release observed narcotic sale suspects. When the same suspect is arrested the third time for narcotic sales, your office would then charge all three counts. So that's from 2005. So as a little bit of what you described there, a reality on the streets and what you experience versus the current branding.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. We can listen to what she says and have to take her on our word and see whether she actually produces it. But let me tell you what my members know. My members know that when President Trump was in office, we worked side by side and we did the first reform to the criminal justice system in 40 years with the First Step Act, and we're proud to be part of that. We were part of the Commission on Law Enforcement and Administration of Justice long before President Trump put in place. Long before this was law enforcement or policing was a political battleground. So constructively working towards real solutions to fixing problems is something that we know that we've been able to do with President Trump. And my members know that because they were part of that journey in contrasting where we are now today in society. I think that's what drove their decisions. And those decisions are interesting. And what we need to recognize is they are the barometer of every state, because our members are all over, and they made these decisions overwhelmingly for President Trump.
A couple of weeks ago, Patrick, I got to surround myself with some of America's elite warriors. I was with some Navy SEALs here in New York City, and I just took an informal poll. I said, I'm curious, what percentage of the Navy SEALs would you say support Donald Trump? And the answer I got back was 99%. And then a small adjustment was made for the officer class who might be seeking higher careers. It was adjusted down to 98%. I'm just curious, you said overwhelming. Could you share with me the vote? What was the vote for Trump versus Harris on the endorsement?
Well, I'll leave that as our internal process. I will say this: I have 377,000 members, and I'm not here to tell you that all of them agree with this. They all have their political reasons why, and I respect every one of them. I do also respect the process, and that process allowed our members to be part of this discussion and make this decision. And when that vote was taken yesterday, I will tell you that it was overwhelming. In support of President Trump.
Okay, so no numbers, but overwhelming is what you'll leave me with.
Overwhelming.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being with us this morning and contributing what you have to this election in your form of your endorsement and explaining it to us on Fox and Friends. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you for having me.
There you go, Patrick Yoes.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.